Hello, hello, hello. We are back. It's myself and Lee, and my voice is just about still going. I've been so croaky over the weekend, trying to do streams and shows, and on my channel, other channels, and on this channel, and I'm hoping that it stays. Luckily, I've just done an hour on my channel. Big up to everyone that's come over here, by the way, to speak to myself and Lee. And I'm going to see if Lee can do me a bit of a dig out and do a lot of the talking today because my voice is going. So big up to you, bro. Big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. We've got over 300 of you in here already, which is mad. So make sure you hit like and subscribe and that you're supporting the channel. We're going to talk about Victor Gyokeres because we are finally looking like we're going to announce a striker. We're also going to be looking at the other players that we are linked with in this coming week, which has been predicted and described as a very busy week by Henry Winter, Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, Sammy Mockbell, and all of the reliable sources that people tell me are the ones to listen to. They're saying that it is a big, big week for Arsenal. And that is because there's pre-season coming. Now, at the end of the week, they're going to be going out to Asia. And of course, we want to get as many people on the plane as possible. And that's why I think they're trying to get this done. So we're going to talk about Madueke. We're going to talk news on Eze. We're going to talk news on Christian Mosquera, the deal that looks like it's going to be happening. And of course, Victor Gyokeres, on top of any other business you think we might be doing or players we might be selling. So get involved in the chat and we'll have a good show. Lee, how was your weekend, bruv?
Well, I'm not going to lie, Dan. I'm not going to lie. I overindulged on the beers this weekend. I had more than I should have done. I went out with me couple of my mates, Jordan and Toddy from the Abbey, the football team. On a Sunday. They had a few on my Sunday team. Had a few drinks on Friday. Now listen, got in a little bit of trouble because I said I'd only be a couple of hours. I've got there. So I said I'd be home by 8. I didn't get home till 11, So, and then went out on Saturday, and it was, it was one of those days. We were sitting there, we just said, should we go for something to eat and a drink? And we ended up having a drink. Regan and Mia come with us, and we ended up just sitting outside in the garden, attacked by loads of wasps. Is anybody else getting this wasp thing? You know what I mean?
Not just wasps. I've got hoverflies, wasps, insects, bugs, ladybirds, flies. It's doing my head in this year. It's the worst.
I don't mind a ladybird. I ain't got a problem with him. You know what I mean? There's bloody wasps that keep coming round and And then, well, you won't believe it on and I don't know if anybody's done this, right? But on Sunday, the girls went strawberry picking, right?
I've not done that before. I probably did when I was younger.
No, I've never done it before. There's a little foot golf place there as well. Nice. We went and had a game of foot golf, and then went for some dinner and a few more beers. But this strawberry picking, what a great idea! You know what I mean? I'll tell you what, that bloke who sat there. I've got to employ a load of people to pick these and then sell them. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get the people to do it themselves and charge them. Unbelievable bit of work. It's such a venture. What a bit of business that is, and the people could not get enough of it. Dan, they was all over the place, thousands of people, hundreds of people there. Lovely little shop afterwards and all that, So yeah, Eton Mess is the actual dessert of the week this week. You know what I mean? A bit of Eton Mess with a bit of.
I like an Eton Mess, don't you?
Dan, I think it's gone number one.
It's got right up there, isn't it? It's right up there.
Right up there. Come on, you know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit healthier, a little bit lighter than anything else. I don't know if anybody in the chat.
When you have crumbling custard or sticky toffee pudding, it can be a bit. I like it, but it can get a bit furry. Yeah, I think crumbling custard wins everything for me. I love a
syrup pudding. I think is my favourite.
What is
syrup pudding? Syrup.
Oh
pudding, yeah. My mum does it. Whoa, the old treacle on the top of it.
That's good, mate. I can't.
That is lovely.
I love all desserts. I love, bruv. I love all of them. Cheesecake. I love bloody any dessert.
Crumbles and custard, I know you're a bit partial to a spotty dick, I heard,
I knew that was coming. I thought that was one you were going to say. I've got to say.
Well, I like the old jam roly poly, but they're more like winter.
Oh, they're
things.
good. Yeah, they
They're,
are winter. They are winter food.
but
It's like when
what?
you do a stew and dumplings in the winter, innit?
Oh yeah, that's a proper. I wouldn't have that in the summer. But in the summer, what is a nice summer? Come on, let's have it in the chat. What is nice summer dessert? For me, eating messes up there.
Yeah.
Cheesecake, bread and butter pudding, Harvey. That is my mum done that
No,
the
that's
other day for
class.
me. It's class, absolutely class. That's with all
What
the
is a
bread on
winter
the top
dessert
there.
though? What is? It's got? I don't know what it is. It's got to be a sundae, isn't it? It's got to be like an ice cream sundae. You know, like you get all the cream in the ice cream and the fruit and all that. It's got to
Oh
be
yeah,
that, innit?
that's a good
Salty.
shout. Nick a block of glory. Do you remember that?
Knickerbocker Glory. There you go.
Remember them,
Yeah.
right?
It's got to be a sundae or trifle. That's a good shout.
Trifle, yes. The jam roly pole's definitely a trifle, like, yeah, so like
Pavlova. That's a good
Pavlova. Oh,
shout.
Jamie, you've come on there, you've hit like
Key lime pie. Good shout.
yeah, so a
Lemon meringue.
a banana
Banana
float,
float.
yeah.
I don't think I've had one of them.
No.
Tiramisu's lovely. I've got to say that is lovely.
Oh,
Um,
yes. I'm up there with that. Was that a summer one though? Do you think? I think it is.
maybe fruit cocktail. A bit boring though, isn't it? Fruit cocktail. I mean, I like it, but it's a bit boring. You know what I mean?
There's always one horrible one in there. It's Meals on Wheels. I'm not that stage yet. Do you know what I mean? It ain't funny, Dan. Don't laugh at him. Can we get him kicked out? Someone like, you know what I mean?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Do you know what? Right? I'll tell you what.
That Arctic roll. That was a good shout. Whoever done that,
That was a good shout, right? That's Meals on Wheels. I'll tell you what's funny today, right? I'm gonna share this with you, judges, right? I was sat there doing something I never do, watching the cricket.
It's a business today.
I was watching the cricket, and
Come on.
I have to say, I don't like cricket. You know, I don't. I always take the mick out of you. That was quality watching that today. That was quality watching that. To do that, they had to get one wicket. They needed 26 runs, was it, or something like that?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, come on. And I was getting myself into it. Now, that is what cricket should be like the old time. Whenever I turn it on, it is boring standing around. We're on day one. There's 4 to go. 4 days to go? What are we talking about? Not 4 minutes left. 4 days left of this. Yeah, that's normally what cricket is for me. That today, that was class. I've got to be honest. It ain't for me. Ain't sport for me. But whilst I was watching it, I had Forever Arsenal on, right? And I heard you get Morgan Gibbs White's name. Now, that is the funniest clip I think. That is going to get clipped up, bruv.
Yeah.
That is that is a Paul Merson / Lee Judges classic. That is Morgan Gibbs White turned into Morgan Wright Phillips.
Morgan White Phillips. Where the hell have I got that from? Like,
Morgan White Phillips. And I see James just lose it, like, he's just losing.
Yeah, didn't even tell me about it, like, so.
Morgan White Phillips.
It was early morning, and I don't know why I said it, but I did.
Oh, it's funny, mate. I tell you, I was in bits laughing at it. I was watching the cricket. That was minutes before like England done it, mate. So it was a good half hour of laughter that was, I tell you. But there we go.
I see Sophie and Donna are not cricket fans in the chat.
No,
you know, listen, you got I think I'm going to have to come round to your parts and educate your mum a little bit, like on the finer points of summer sport, and of course Kai Havertz. I think I'm going to have to do it like that.
Well, look, it's a nice little segue actually, because Kai Havertz might be an Arsenal player and might get some game time, but I don't think he will be relied upon as much anymore, because I've got this shirt, which is the new one.
Well done.
Feeding
you said you was going to get it if we sign Gyokeres. You did say that.
I've signed Gyokeres, so I've got it. I have got Saka on the back, no, not Gyokeres. But I've got to say, I like it because we've signed a striker. I wouldn't have liked it if I'd have bought it and there was no striker coming in, but I wasn't going to do that. So look, we got the striker in. Gyokeres is done. And I've got to be honest with you, I'm a big fan of this signing, Lee. This is one that does give me excitement, that does give me the word goosebumps in the right sort of ways. What do you think?
Well, listen, I'm with you on this, and it is a wonderful, wonderful signing. I just want to say a couple of things. I'm not in the I'm not in the camp of like, oh, let's say, oh, it's wonderful, well done, Arsenal. You know what I mean? Like patting each other on the back. As and Berta is the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I mean? Like, let's get it right. You know, as Roy Keane says, he's just doing his job. It's his job. It
It's
is
his
his
job.
job. Right?
Yeah,
It's his job. And you know, then you get the people, like that have been a little bit moany, and me and you are in that camp.
definitely.
I see Gary Webster, you know, used to be in Minder, getting a little bit of stick today on Twitter because he's been a little bit negative about things, but now he's delighted with the signing.
Oh, of
You know, and
course.
they're all going, oh, well, you know, blah 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 blah. These same people disappeared on February the 1st. Disappeared. Wi-Fi down. You know what I mean? Like, you know, on their cycles trying to get their Wi-Fi up. You know what I mean? Like, no, you know, people seem to forget that this has been going on since January. It's taken us 9 months to get the striker. Now, Dan, I'm going to be really honest with you here. In January, I don't think Gyokeres was the one that they were going for. I don't.
No.
I don't, because if it was, they wouldn't have had all this hassle of everything there.
No.
They
It was
actually,
Sesko, wasn't it? It was Sesko.
well, I think it may have been Sesko. Could have even been Isaac. I don't know. But what I'm saying, it was not Gyokeres, because all the back work would have been done, i.e., like it had done with Zubimendi. So I think that things went a little bit wrong at some stage in here. Like, but what's the most important thing is that we got it done and over the line. Now, speaking to a lovely fellow in the gym today and talking about it, and he was saying, right, you know, the next one's Eze, the next one's Rodrygo. I said, oh, I don't.
I hope so.
I think we get one, but I don't know if he's. He goes, we've got to get Rodrygo now. If he comes available, if you're spending that money on Madueke, you've got to be able to back that up, you know. So I went, oh, blimey, like. So I said, how old are you? Like, I said, oh, like, you know, he's in his 20s and his dad's a little bit older than me and whatever. But like, you know, making up sensible like things about it. And he said, like, you know, I'm right. We're right to moan about it, like, you know what I mean. And I get I get that people want to moan about not having it done on time and all that. Like, we all know that they take time. We all know that it's not in a certain order. But I've seen people turning around and going, yeah, you with little faith. You know what I mean? Like, no, you shouldn't be celebrating this because you've been moaning. Well,
I've had that as
in
well.
January.
It's hilarious, isn't it?
It's
hilarious.
saying that in January. Where was you in January when we decided when
You don't deserve to be happy. I've
you
had
don't
that.
say that Mikel
You don't
Mourinho.
deserve to be happy.
Mikel Mourinho's running out on the pitch, like, you know what I mean, as our centre forward for 5.5 months. Come on, don't.
Well,
Look,
do you know what's funny as well, judges? Yeah, is you will make an opinion. Let's just say it's a particularly pessimistic one, right? I'm a bit frustrated about this window. We haven't got the striker in yet. That's all you'll say. You'll get people that will go, oh, that's horrible to hear. It's so toxic. It's negative. He's making my blood boil, all this crap. And then when you sign someone, you go, oh, there we go. Bloody hell, brilliant. Right, now we can get there. Don't you be happy. Don't you be happy now. Sorry? I've just said I want to get a striker. I've got one. Of course I'm happy. You don't deserve to be happy. You were moaning last week. Well, I was moaning last week because I didn't have one. It's a bit like saying I was moaning because we lost a game of football. Now we've won, I'm happy. Don't be happy you won. You were moaning last week when you lost. What is wrong with these people, man? Like,
and what the biggest thing that's made me laugh, and I'm not going to mention names, but people turn around and saying, how brilliant it is. We got £6 million off of what he was meant to do. Well done, Arsenal. £6 million off, like, you know. And then they've paid like 20 odd million over the top for
Madueke.
And no negotiating there, was there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you want, Chelsea? 52 million. Thank you very much. On the now, sold. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but like, you know, so it is funny. Like, listen, at the end of the day, I get it. It takes all times. And
I think, look, credit where credit's due. We got the Gyokeres deal for less, right? And, you know, fair play. But we did overpay on the Madueke thing. What I don't really get, go on.
No, but my mate said, which was a very, very good point, and I'm going down this route. I'm going down it, Dan. I'm in my Ford Capri. I'm in fifth gear, and I'm going down this road, right? Yeah. We only paid 5 million for Kepa. So if you look at it for the two players, that's a great deal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, because really he was worth 15 million. So, we've had our pants pulled down and then we've had them pulled back up again. Like, you know what I mean? So it's brilliant. Like, you know what I mean? So, listen,
It's weird.
it is weird, but it is how it's done. And at the end of it, look, from my point of view, I don't care about anything else now. You know what I'm like, Dan. The striker was all that I wanted. You know what I mean? I know that we need more stuff because we've got to reinvent the squad and everything like that. And they're all sort of basically squad players. There's a lot of people clapping Arsenal and everything there, but all we've done at the moment is replace. Turkey said this the other day as well. Like, we've not actually improved in any area.
We've only improved with Gyokeres. That's the only one we've definitely improved with.
But in saying that was the big one. That was always going to be the big one.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say in defence of that to Arsenal is that when you've got a team that's second in the league, it's very hard to improve, on certain things. It's only going to be one or two areas that need improving, and we've improved in that main area. And for me, it's a game changer. Yeah, bring Eze in now, and that would be unbelievable. And if there is there will be money in the bank and if a Rodrygo or another top player comes available, then we should be all over it, and that's what we really want. But for me, it's relaxing time now, and the other thing is to get these done, which it does look like before. And that was all my beef. All my beef was, get them on that pre-season tour, you know what I mean? And because I think it's important that they need to gel together and everything like that. So everything, is in line now for me, and very, very happy. But I can't be too happy because I had a moan up. Sorry about that.
But look, it's mad, isn't it? You have a moan up and you're not allowed to be happy. It's funny as well because these same people that tell you not to be happy, how do they know we've signed anyone? They've gone down the beach for their summer. They've told us to go down the beach and enjoy the summer. So when they're happy, how can they be happy? They're down the beach. They're not looking at the window. They're having a summer. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? Like, do you know, it's so bizarre. It really is. That we all should be looking forward to the Arsenal. We're all looking at what we're doing and what deals we're getting. Everybody is. When it's like, oh, it don't look like Arsenal doing much. I'm having a summer off. I'm enjoying the beach, going swimming, going for a walk. I'm going down holiday. I've had enough of it. Yeah. And then when we do something, see, told you. No, sorry, mate, I'm down the beach. You told me to go down the beach and enjoy the summer. Not interested in the transfer window now. Like, what one is it? Do you know what I mean? It's very, very bizarre, isn't it? Like, the phones go down when nothing's happening. When something happenings, they're back from the beach. They're 5G's back, and they're telling everyone who we're signing. I mean, what is happening here? Like, it's just very bizarre.
It's a fact thing, and you know what I mean. Like, these are the same people that are telling you don't panic, Lee, don't worry. We'll get a striker in January. Oh, well, we'll definitely get one in the summer. Let me tell you, a broken clock is always right twice. Remember that.
That is facts.
Remember that. And listen, I see a couple of people saying in the chat about Zubimendi. I think he's a great addition to the team. I don't know if he's an improvement. I'll be honest, because you know what, I've not seen him play in the Premier League. Now, people will say we've not seen Gyokeres playing in the Premier League, which I haven't. But we haven't got a striker. Marino's our striker at this moment in time. I think he's an improvement on him.
Look, they're right about Zubimendi and Gyokeres coming into the first 11. That's right. Whether they're an improvement on Partey and Havertz, we don't know yet, but we imagine they will be.
Well, it's definitely an improvement on
Partey. Put it that way.
It's definitely an improvement on Marino, because we had.
Well, yeah, of course.
We had Marino for 5 months. Then from January to May, we had Marino, so it's an improvement. I don't care what anybody says, and it may take him a little while to settle in the Premier League. I don't know. But Zubimendi does look a player, but I've not seen him play in the Premier League at this moment in time, so I don't know if he's an improvement. But he'll definitely be in the. And listen, I think if he was to say me, where do I think that he is an improvement in the? I think it gives us a little bit more legs, and I think that we could maybe just step up a little bit, which will help us all around up front. I don't think we'd have to be quite as deep. with
Mm.
that. I think so. I don't know. I think that he will improve us, and hopefully he will do. So
Look, I think he's going to be really good for us. I think he's going to bag. I've always believed he's the one we should have got. You know how long I've wanted Gyokeres for. I can't not
yeah,
be happy with this signing, right? What I'll say is this. I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios, and I did this on my channel, right? Do you know when Declan Rice got sent off against Brighton and Havertz missed that sitter, really, where he went through? Gyokeres
yeah,
don't miss that, right? Gyokeres don't miss that.
and we go 2-0
Against
up.
Newcastle, and we go 2-1 up, and no one talks about Declan Rice getting sent off as the reason we didn't win the game or the league, right? Then you go through against Newcastle because Havertz doesn't miss from a yard with his eyes closed. Yeah, Gyokeres puts that in. Against Man United in the FA Cup, Havertz fluffed his lines completely, was worst player on the pitch by a long
Yeah,
way. Gyokeres doesn't miss from 2 yards there. We don't go out the FA Cup. So that's just 3 examples of why Gyokeres is an upgrade on Havertz. I'm not saying that Havertz doesn't also put the ball in the back of the net, but when it matters and it's clinch moments, he don't miss. I remember Trossard at the Emirates against PSG. I don't know why he's gone with his left foot there. He just needed to go with his right and put it in. He missed. Gyokeres scores that in the box. Martinelli against Donnarumma. I've got to say it. Gyokeres scores that. So there's going to be a lot of chances that you'll see, actually, when Havertz and Jesus were there, they missed them. Not that they're bad players, they're quality players. But when it matters, when it's the elite and you want the bagsman in the box, that's what you need. Yeah, that's what you need. And that's his job now. And if we don't do it, then it's on him. It's pressure on him. This is a signing that should get us 20 goals this season. Not 50 or 40 like Haaland does. He should come in and he should win us the league with the other components we got by scoring 20 goals. And the other thing I'll say, judges, I said this to Andy earlier, right? That does not mean that Saka, Martinelli, Eze, if he comes in, Erdegaard, all go, oh, good, we don't need to score anymore. Brilliant. We got him, he can do that. That is not what happens. Saka needs to be aiming for 15 goals. Erdegaard needs to be aiming for 15 goals. Martinelli and Eze need to be aiming for 15 goals alongside the 20 that we want Gyokeres to be getting. That's how you win the league. That's how we nearly did it in 22-23. Jesus got injured, but he got 10 goals. Yeah. But on top of that, the other 3 got 15 each. It needs to be goals by committee as well as Victor Gyokeres, not just lump the ball up to the focal point and hope he gets all your goals for you. That ain't what we need to be doing. So, yes, the style needs to change, but we need to bring in more of that style from 22-23, where we were absolutely obliterating teams, blitzing them, scintillating to watch. But that focal point on top of that gets you the 20 goals on top of the 15 your attacking midfielders get you. That's what I want to see, judges.
Yeah, I couldn't argue with you on one question. I'm going to ask you, and I'll ask in the chat as well. What happens on the penalties now? Does he become the penalty taker because he's going to be the main thing, and that takes it away from Saka and Odegaard, or so you're saying yes,
He has to now. He's the penalty taker now. I know they share it round and they do all this. They hold it and then they give it last minute to someone. I don't want to see Erdegaard or Saka taking penalties because Gyokeres is the guy to take it for us. He's good at penalties. Saka's good at penalties. Erdegaard's good at penalties. But Gyokeres is the one, I think, now. What do you think?
I'm split on this. If I'll be honest, I get the sentiment. You want to get him up there, and if he's going to, we have 5 to 6 penalties, and he's got 6 already. But obviously, Saka, goes into his numbers as well. So, all in all, we ain't bad on the penalty front, are we? So I think that it'd be interesting to see what happens here, on that. But I wouldn't be against it. I put it that way. I wouldn't be against it. But if you are the penalty taker and you're Saka, you may feel a little bit out of order from it. I don't know. It's a good. Be very interesting that. Very interesting that, and what number he's going to have. I think they're the 2 key questions that I would like. In fact, if I was in a press conference with Mikel, I'd ask that question: who's on penalties?
Well, I've just put it in a poll, and at the moment, 78% believe Gyokeres. 23 think Saka, 3% Odegaard. I put a poll in earlier about what shirt number he should get, and everybody said number 9, or the majority of people said number 9. So I don't know what that means for Jesus because he's number 9 at the moment. But there's an interesting post today saying that he's back on the grass kicking the ball. So is he going to be available for transfer, Lee? Gabriel Jesus?
Or in the squad, one of the 2.
Yeah, because he's on a lot of money a week, and I think that we could get some money for him from Saudi Arabia or Brazil. Could be that we sell him and we get, him gone. Gyokeres is number 9. I don't know. It'd be easy otherwise. You're taking it off of Jesus to give to him, or you're giving him the number 14 shirt, Henri's number, or the number 10 that's available. I don't know. I don't really care what number he has personally, but some people do, Lee. Do you know what I mean? And like they
Yeah,
want him in the 9
yeah.
shirt, they want him in the 14 shirt, or the
Well,
10 shirt.
there's a lot of players. I'm not saying a lot of players, but there are certain players of a certain clout that will come to clubs and ask for a certain number, even if it's like, look, listen, Dennis Bergkamp signed for Arsenal and Paul Merson was number 10, if you remember, and
Yeah.
the
And he
club
went
went
to
and
9
asked,
and he gave it to 10.
yeah,
Yeah.
they went and asked Paul if he could change his 10 to his 9, which he did. You know what I mean? Like, so, there's other players have, gone to different teams and said everything there. So I, that would be very interesting. It'd be very interesting what the numbers go to, because at this moment in time, I think for whatever reason, whether like the 14 and you have a big thing about numbers, it doesn't really bother me that much.
It does some players though, doesn't it?
It does some players. It did when I was playing. You know what I mean? If someone give me the number
What
14
number
shirt,
were you then?
well, I was number 10 or number 8, you know what I mean,
Oh,
or
yeah.
number 7. I played all those three. I didn't mind any of those numbers, right? But I didn't like 14 or 12.
I was 7 or 11 when I played.
7 or 11, yeah, but like
Mm.
12 or 14 was subs in my day, you know what I mean? So if I got the number 14, I didn't go, way, I didn't. But the 10 and 14 are available at Arsenal, so it's a big thing, like, so.
I know massive numbers now. They're huge numbers now, like 10 and 14. But I'll tell you a funny story I heard about Brian Clough, right? Martin O'Neill got given the number 5 shirt and he wanted to be the number 7. And he went into the dressing room and he said, look, boss, I really don't want the number 7. I'd like to be the number 5. And he said, okay, Martin, no problem. I'll sort that out for you next time. So they went out and they did their training session. And he came back for the following week and the number 13 shirt was there for him. And that meant you were a sub. So he said, boss, this is a problem here. It's number 13, this one. And he said, well, it's number 5 or number 13, Martin. Which one would you like? And he's like, I better pick the number 5 then. So he wanted number 7, but he got given number 5. Asked to change it. He said, yeah, no worries. Gave him the 13. So he gave him back the 5. That is class, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick little story. When I was playing, right, we had our manager got sacked, and we had a new manager come in, like, and I'd always this particular club I'd always worn the number 7. So he come in the dressing room, and he said, all this number change and all that, you know what I mean? Like, you got to earn the right and all that for numbers and all that. Like, so I'm just giving you different number. Like, I'm giving you number I want. You don't have your number now, like, So all right. So, and I thought, well, I'll test you, see if you do, like, blah blah blah. So I think I got the number 10 or something. And all that, and I went, I'm all right with that, you know what I mean? Like, even though I weren't, because I want, you wanted that number 7 at the time. I said, as long as I don't get the number 3, I'm all right. What number do you reckon I had the next game, like? You know what I mean? It's number 3, like, you know what I mean? I didn't last long. I didn't last long at that game, like, you know what I mean? So that was the end of that. I don't know, to be honest. I don't think the manager lasts long. I think we outlast him. But so there are things when it does happen, and I think you earn the right. I know. I remember. Again, I won't name names, but it was at a club, one of the clubs that I played for. New manager come in, new signing come in, and he picked out the number 4. And he's put the number 4 on, and the particular player was captain of the club, big personality in the club. So who's got my number 4? And he turned around and said, like, yeah, I've got it on, like, you know what I mean? Like, so he said, so the manager went, is there a problem with that, like? And he goes, there will be a problem if I don't get it back. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? So you can be a little bit, like that. And he was prepared to fight for it. Yeah, prepared to have a fight over it, like, So
yeah,
mad things football can do mad things.
Yeah.
And I always say that football can, like you say about that cricket today, Dan. Love me cricket, right? And if someone bowled me out, right, or hit me with a bouncer and hit me on the arm like he did today and all that, like. Yeah, I'd say, well done, or if he's bowled me out, good ball or whatever, and walk off politely. Someone kicks me in football, yeah, well, I want to have a fight with him and all that. Like, it's mad, isn't it? Like, I mean, someone's just thrown a ball at your head at 100 mile an hour. Like, oh, that's all right, no problems, no problems. Someone kicks you in the calf. You're going to try to kill them like that. I mean, football changes people, like unreal.
It does, mate. It does. It's crazy, actually. You're right. Any other sport that I've played hockey, I've played rugby, I've played every sport really growing up, and football was the one that used to get like kickoffs and all that. And hockey was quite like that sometimes, but it was more gentlemanly afterwards. Rugby as well, but football, yeah, absolutely. But look, Gyokeres coming in. Don't care what number he gets. He might demand a number. A lot of people talking about him having a number 17 that he's got a bit of a club and country love for. Zinchenko's got that at the moment, and he could be leaving. So that one's an interesting one. Let's talk about some of the players that could be leaving before some of the ones that we believe are going to be coming in a couple of days' time, and then we'll do some super chats, mate. Because I've got to be honest with you, Lee. There's reports suggesting this week that quite a few of them are going to be looked to be cleared out. Zinchenko, Fabio Vieira, Lokonga, Reece Nelson, Trossard, and Kivior are the 6 names that are on the list from Ben Jacobs as people that might be leaving. Do any of those surprise you at all?
Kivior does, because I think that he was fantastic for us last season, but I understand that they've already got somebody in mind if that does happen. The only reason that I could see that happening is if, and I thought he was brilliant towards the end of last season. Kivio's just said, look, I really want more extra. I want not extra guaranteed playing time. But with Gabriel back, it's not going to happen. So I could see it possibly happening just to freshen up that. But I would be disappointed if it did, because I think for me, he really did excel last season. He did. He really did. And under a lot of pressure, I think, proved a lot of people wrong. So I'd like him to say, Zinchenko, I think, has been a great signing for us. I would, wish him all the best and everything like that. Of course, Tomiyasu's gone, of course. Lokonga, it's not quite happened for him. Vieira, is that going to be a loan, or is it, or so I'd still loan Vieira,
Well, apparently Palmer won him for 15 million.
Well,
or 20 million euros. I think we just got to get rid of him, cut our losses on
that. I get that.
I think, Zinchenko, they reckon Zinchenko is going to get 10 or 12 million because he's on too much a week for AC Milan. Lokonga's probably going to get a similar, 5 to 8, 10 million. Reece Nelson is an interesting one because I do think Palace might be interested in him. Wants to stay in London, and we want Eze. We're trying to get this release clause. Well, we're trying to get Eze for less than his release clause. Is there something we might do that there? Is there something we might say to Palace, we'll give you 55 and Reece Nelson? I don't know. That could happen maybe. Or maybe Fulham are interested again.
Yeah,
or Brentford or something like that.
At Fulham, didn't he? He done okay at Fulham. Brentford would be an option. You know what I mean? I think that Nelson's a decent player. I've got to say that, you know what I mean? And
yeah, I like Reece.
I think he's, still a Premier League player, but injuries and just whatever it's just not worked for him at Arsenal. But even at Fulham, he's just starting to make inroads into the first team and getting some good run of games under his belt. And then he had that horrendous hamstring injury, which he had to have operated on in the end. So I actually see him. You remember when we played him in the 1-1 draw? I actually see him after the game. He could hardly walk. And I think that was a couple of weeks after that. It was horrendous, you know what I mean? He was on crutches, everything, So he's done well to get back. And he'll always be remembered for that goal, won't he? You know what I mean? So
that's one of the most unbelievable endings to a game, wasn't it? Really was.
Yeah.
And I've always had time for him. I know he loves Arsenal, and he's a good winger. He's a good winger. I don't think he's 30 mil or 25 mil, but I think if you're looking at sort of a striker around that ilk, I think you've got to be playing 15 to 18, say 20 million tops for him, rising with add-ons or something, because he's still young and he's still got potential. But maybe we chuck him in for the Eze deal and get Eze a bit cheaper. I don't know.
Yeah, and that would work to me. That would be a good a good thing if that was the case. That would definitely work for me. Like, you know what I mean? I think that if you could get that, that would be brilliant. And I think that for me, and I don't, I have got a soft spot for him and all that, but I really want him to do well. So, like, he deserves a chance to play first team football and on a regular basis, and hopefully be successful. Like,
I agree. Totally agree. Look, I've got to be honest. None of those really will disappoint me if they leave Arsenal. Kivior's done a brilliant job at the back end of the season. If we do sell him, I think we can actually get some half-decent money for him. I think you'll probably be looking at 30 to 35 for that centre-half that's come in and actually proven himself against the elite. So I think with some add-ons, we can probably look to get that around the £30 million mark. That's good. We bought him for 20. We can make profit on him, all good. Harto is the guy that apparently is being rumoured to replace him if we are going to go and sell Kivior. But Lukonga and Vieira and Nelson and Zinchenko, they need to be moved on. They just do. And then we recoup some money and then we go and lump it all on Rodrygo. That's what I think. Because Rodrygo's the dream. It would top off the window. I would be giving it an unbelievable rating if that was the case. I mean, it's a good window if we get the players we link with, right? But we need to go and get that elite window. And that elite player for me, Rodrygo, would be like, wow, that is the absolute creme de la creme signing at the end. So that's what I will say. John Cross has apparently put this from Kyle. Big up to Kyle. He says, Arsenal may have to sell before they can do anything else after having talks with Palace's Eze. With anyone moved for Real Madrid's Rodrygo, looks very ambitious now. Well, look, it doesn't look ambitious if we sell, and that's why I'm saying we've got to sell some of these players to then go and be able to get in the likes of a Rodrygo. And I think that's why this Rodrygo deal is really going to play out to the last, sort of down to the wire. Look, a lot of people like Lookman, a lot of people like Leao. For me, it's got to be Rodrygo. I like the other two players, and I would be happier to sign one of them than no one, but I want Rodrygo because I think he is the one that takes us to a new level. But Eze, links are looking pretty goodly. What do you make of Eze and Rodrygo together? Do you think that's potential, or do you think that Eze alone is looking more likely?
Yeah, no, I think Eze will definitely happen. And listen, with the what's how do you say his name?
Madueke.
Madueke. I've got to get that right. Madueke, right? I'll be, that if Rodrygo comes available and we can't afford it, I think that puts a little bit of pressure on the manager, and that totally unnecessary. Listen, I got just before we go, my mate Mark keeps ringing me up. Please just mention that I said to have so much. I had little faith, and he had. We had a big argument about Gyokeres. He said that we was going to sign him, so he's can't leave it. He keeps ringing me. Yes, Mark, you was right. My humble, wonderful friend, you was right.
Love that.
Well done, Mark. I hope you're happy now.
I love that, man. I love that. We are happy, though. We're happy with Gyokeres, that's for sure. We'd be even more happy with Eze. Madueke looks like he's going to get Dunley as well in terms of his medical's been passed, and it's like a here we go, and that's going to be announced alongside Christian Mosquera, apparently,
I like
in the coming days. So Madueke and Mosquera on top of Gyokeres and the deals we've already done in Zubamendi, Norgard and Kepa, starting to shape up to be a pretty good window now, judges.
Well, do you remember when I did say a long while ago, I don't know if it was on this or it could have been on the front, that we will make a lot of signings, but they ain't going to be like wow factor signings, but they're going to be good, solid signings. And that's what we're doing. That's a good, solid sign. As I said, Kepa's a good, solid signing. Probably Norgard now is a decent signing now that Jorginho's gone. I would have still liked to gone for maybe, we're talking about this today, a Kobe Mainu at Man United, maybe have gone down that route, Adam Walton or someone like that. But as the discussion went, look, they might be available and might be a better players in a couple of years' time. So Norgard takes you to that so that you can get that. So I understand it, from that point of view, and we've got to have a little bit of experience. So, but I think what we've done is we've replaced the players with maybe different fit attributes, a bit younger or whatever, and blah 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 blah. The squad does look a bit stronger, but for me, it all still comes back to the striker. For me, whatever they do now, I'm happy with. Dan, I know you think like, oh, well, no, you're not quite happy. Listen, I think that they will get Eze over the line, but
I'll be happy if we get Eze and Gyokeres on top of the players that we're looking to get, Mosquera, blah, blah, blah. But I'll be disappointed that we didn't go all out and try for Rodrygo. I think Turkish is in the same boat as me, really, like that.
Yeah, I know, I understand that, and I get that, and I will be, but I think we can be a little bit more relaxed about it. You know what I mean? Listen, I think that if you're spending £50 million on a backup and Rodrygo 8 million comes available, I think you should be all over it like a rash. You know what I mean? Like, I do, but let's see what happens on that. Like, but for me, I'm a lot more relaxed now. You know what I mean? At the end of it, like Christian's saying, 9 out of 10 if we get Eze. I would go along with that, Dan. I would go along with that. I don't think that is being too over the top. That's how I see it. Like,
Look, I got to be honest. I feel like Eze makes me happy. Rodrygo would make me buzzing. Does that make sense? Like, and I love Eze, by the way, and I really want him. But I do feel like for me, like, I don't know, there's something about it for me that's like, I need both because I need to see Rodrygo as the marquee, and I need to see Eze as the one that's coming in to provide start and cover. I don't know, maybe I'm being greedy, maybe I'm playing FIFA, maybe I'm doing whatever, but I just feel like that will make rivals go, whoa. And I think Gyokeres already has started to get rivals silent because I did a show today and everyone was like, that's such a good signing, man. That's such a good signing. Eze on well, wow, that's such a good signing. If we got Rodrygo, I think they'll get to Liverpool and City signings where they'll be like, wow, Arsenal have had the best window of everyone. And that's what I want, judges. I want everyone to be scared of us. Yeah? I want everyone shaking, going, oh my God. They got Rodrygo, they got Gyokeres and Saka as their front three, with Odegaard and Eze and Ranieri coming through behind, with Rice in the middle of midfield, with Zubamendi brought in, and then we've got the best defence and goalkeeper in the league with Golden Gloves. I'm done. That's what I want everyone to be saying, bruv.
Yeah, and I get that. And as Ryan just said in the chat there, like, we can, we'll see what happens in the 1st of September now. And I get that. I'm a little bit more relaxed about the thing. Listen, if that's it now, our business is done, I'll be disappointed. I think we need at least one more to come through the door, like whether it be an Eze or a wide player or even another forward. Like, say for instance Watkins come through the door now, I wouldn't be disappointed by it, Dan. Like, you know what I mean? Because that is a brilliant backup for what we've got. You know what I mean? So as I say, so I feel that we need one more. Eze for me would be the one because it can play on a couple of positions, can play in the middle, can play out wide, and he's got Premier League experience as well. So that's the one I go for. And then if Rodrygo comes up and we can do a deal on the 1st of September, then let's go for it. Like, you know what I mean? So but I'm just more the pressure's taken off of me. It's like a pressure valve has been taken out of the jacksie of my bum. I'm a lot more. I'm a lot more chilled now, like, the old kettle stop boiling.
Look at us this show. There's been no like ranting, raving, no come on what we doing, no because we know movement's happening now, and that's all me and judges wanted, people. It really was. Let's do these super chats before we come to a close. Lano says, I can't wait to see Glock 9 at the carpet and Eze. Look, Gyokeres and Eze are the two everyone wants to see. And I've got to be honest, I'm confident we'll get them both across the line. Chaitanya says, we need to get our new signings in and ready for the season. It's time to make a statement versus United and start the season strong. Not accepting draws now. Yeah, I've got to be honest. I'm not accepting, when people say to me, what do you think about our tough start? Well, out of the 6, I'm expecting to win all 6 of them. Sorry, I am. That's what I'm expecting. Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't think we will. And I expect to win 6 because I expect to go for the title. I'll take 5 wins and a draw at Anfield. That's what I'm expecting, judges.
Yeah, exactly that. I think like we should beat Man United. It'd be a tough game. I'm not saying it won't. Leeds at home is going to be tough. Liverpool away. I think at the end of the day, we've gone there the last couple of years without striker and got draws. Who knows? We might play like that and nick the win. Might be the difference. I think that would be a tough game though. I think that the next game after that, Manchester City, that can go either way. Dan, it can go either way. Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, I don't really know about. And Newcastle, I still think it's a tough game there. Take a point now, off of that one as well. If we can
I'm not going to be disappointed if we take a point at Anfield and St James's Park because they're tough places to go. But going into that game, Arsenal should be favourites to beat Newcastle, like with the window that we're expecting to have. We wouldn't be going in there going,
I agree, but
I don't think we're going to beat Newcastle. Like, there's no chance because they beat us.
Newcastle's still a tough place to go
many times last season, but we should be beating Newcastle. I'm sorry, we're better than them. We've not finished below them. So let's go and beat them. Like, that's the way. That's my attitude now. It's not, we're not going to beat Man United at Old Trafford or Anfield again. Like, we've got to go and do it, man. Like, we shouldn't be doing it, man. So that's the way I see it.
Yeah, I'm not good. I'm not arguing with that. I'll be disappointed if we lose that game. Then go on, then I'll say that.
There you go. I'm with you. Janin says the problem last year was the replacements for injured first team players. Who are you planning to replace in the starting lineup? I only see a striker and maybe a left winger. Kudus wouldn't be a sub. What does he mean by that then? Who are we seeing?
I suppose what he's saying is that, like to get Kudus, we couldn't have got him as a substitute.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, the starting the lineup is clear. I think the subs, Havertz is going to be a sub. Madueke's going to be a sub. Eze will probably start or be a sub with Martinelli. Ethan will be on the bench. We'll have Marino on the bench. We'll have Norgard on the bench. We'll have, they all can't go on the bench, of course. But
Timber or White on the bench.
White will be on the bench. And then obviously Calafiori will be on the bench. Kepa on the bench.
That's a strong squad.
Strong bench, mate. Strong bench. So
that's changes on it as well. And at this moment in time, Trossard's still in there, in the mix. So
exactly.
So no, we've got a strong. Listen, I know we had injuries last season and probably a little bit more than what we had, but we still had 4 kids on the bench that never played for Arsenal, never will, and they've all left now. You know what I mean? So that tells you everything. That tells you everything, right?
I agree.
That was four substitutes on there, and also
they've all left now.
They've all left. The likes of Sterling that's left as well, who wasn't quite good. So when you're up in there with 20 minutes to go against PSG in the semi-final, we didn't have a lot of choices to bring on. I know we had injuries, and we're saying, hopefully we won't have that bad bit of luck with the injuries this season. We're going to get 1 or 2 injuries, Dan. That's parcel of football. But 8, 9 injuries, losing your central defender and your best player for 4 months, and then the only sort of forward that you got at the club. That's not on the players, that's on the squad depth anyway, and then go and lose Havertz for the rest of the season, leaving you with no forward. It's going to be tough. And not only did we lose that Marino then become a forward, that means that his midfield place was taken out as well, if you know what I'm saying. Because if we lost someone in midfield, which we did with Jorginho and Partey, we had to put him back in there and play. It's a bloody nightmare. That squad does look a little bit stronger. You can't deny that.
Listen, the squad looks strong, and it needs to be strong. This one comes in from Lee. He says, Lee, apologies for the Meals on Wheels comment.
How much did he pay, Dan? I can't read it.
£5.
£5. Yeah.
Needs to be 15.
All right, Lee, I'll let you off. He'll
let you off. He says, seriously, how must Sesko feel with his club pricing him out of a dream move? What has happened there, real talk? I didn't want Sesko, but everyone thought it was going to happen. They just demanded too much and have priced him out of the move, basically, judges.
Yeah, there is that. And maybe at the end of the day, he's still not maybe himself convinced that it's not the time to leave. I don't know. You know what I mean? He didn't want to leave last season. Perhaps don't want to leave this season. Maybe in a couple of years' time we can address that and bring him in. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe he's one for the future, and we end up with him in the future. Who knows?
Yeah,
Big up to Richard as well. He's gifted 5 memberships. He's done this on my channel tonight.
Thank you very much.
Absolute legend is Richard. He's such a legend. They name him twice. Look, Richard. He's a hero. He's done the same for me on my channel, and now he's followed us over and done exactly the same on Lee Judges TV. So thank you so much, mate, for doing that. He's got 2 super chats I'm going to read out. He says, what if we only pick up 3 to 7 points in the first 6? Well, if that happens, Arteta's under a severe pressure, Lee, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I think he's going to be under pressure anyway, and quite rightly so. And that doesn't mean to say that's a bad thing, by the way, unless people having a go at him and all that. Should be under pressure. He's Arsenal manager. He needs to, I like it. I'd like to think that if we, the other way around, if we get like maximum points from those games, that would be put us in an unbelievable position. So, listen, I think there's a lot of stronger teams in this now, and I think if we're not ready, Dan, that could happen. So make sure you're ready, Arsenal.
Yeah, absolutely. Last super chat as well from Richard says, now that we look to have Gyokeres, if we sign Eze as well, what's the minimum expectation for Arteta this season? Could he go mid-season if we were out of a Premier League race? What do you make of that, Judges?
I do think that the signing of Gyokeres is a game changer. I think it puts us in with a very good chance of winning the league. I will say this, and I'm not sticking up for the manager here or anybody there. Like Chelsea are spending big, Liverpool are spending big, Newcastle, Manchester City, ourselves, all spending big. Only one team can win it. So there's going to be 4 or 5 teams spending big and they're going to be disappointed. So does that mean everybody's going to be sacked? Not so sure. But I think from where we've been and where we are now, I think he's got to win it, Dan. I think he's got to win it.
Look, I said the minimum expectation was to be in a title race and win a trophy. And I didn't really care what that trophy was, whether it was an FA Cup, Champions League, whatever. But for me, I'm kind of twisting my arm a lot. People have said to me, that's so bad. That's so harsh, man. That's that's not harsh enough. Sorry. We haven't waited 5 years for a domestic cup. And I kind of get that. But trophies to me mean so much, Lee, that I'm kind of torn by saying if he wins that, at least he can install winning mentality. We've seen with Chelsea already, winning the Conference League. They've got the winning mentality to then go and win the Club World Cup. You know what I'm saying? I think this team needs to win something, and then we've got to see what it can do after that. But I'm totally with the people that say it's got to be a Premier League or a Champions League, or he's got to go. So I understand why you're saying that, to be honest. Look, I've got commitments in a minute, so I'm going to have to close the show now. Big up to everyone for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. And Lee, it's been a good show today because we ain't done enough moaning, bruv. We've been nice.
No, not enough moaning. But you know what I'm going to tell you now, Dan? I enjoy these shows so much better. You know what I mean? 100%. And the reason that we're moaning is not because we're moaning old whatever. It's because we know that we're close. We're frustrated, you know what I mean? This could be the next 2-3 years, Dan, could be like the best that this club's had for a very, 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 very long while. And then you look back and go the 3 years before when there's been a bit of heartbreak, we had to have that to get to where we got. You know what I mean? This is such a massive, massive window for us, and at this moment in time, we're doing something about it, and I'm confident. I'm confident that if we stay injury free, players play to their ability, we will be there or thereabouts come May. And that's all you can ask for, Dan.
100%. Last super chat's come in, says, thank God Lee isn't talking about burger and chips.
There you go. Right.
What a way to end it, eh?
I'll tell you what, if we sign Eze and Rodrygo, I will buy a chips and burger and a drink.
There you go. And a drink.
That game against Leeds. And go, thank you, Arsenal, and put a big post up, there you go.
There we go. Listen, people, we've got to go. We're going to send you over to my good friend, Dan United, who is having a meltdown about Manchester United's window. Please go and spam the chat. Dan Potts and Lee Judges sent you. Where are the signings? He will lose his head. And it's always funny to laugh at Man United. So go do that. Show him some love. We're out of here. Thanks, everyone. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.